Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here, coming at you with another StarCraft 2 commentary. And yes, I am doing a commentary on my YouTube channel. I know it's been ages. It's been actually literally months, by the way. This is all various versions of GG and that kind of thing. Well, not this stuff. This is actual conversation, but it's all in Korean, so I don't know it. Anyway, yes. So I am doing, finally going to be able to start doing commentaries here on my YouTube channel. I'm really excited about that. I finally got my home computer set up in the GOM house. I finally got some space to do it, so I'm going to be doing some commentaries here for you guys, and I'm going to still try and keep doing videos like the ones I have been doing, where I'm putting up over-the-shoulder view videos of pro players that have been playing at the GOM house, any kind of thing like that. And you know what? I'll take requests as well, so if you guys have any ideas about things you want to see, if you're like, oh, I want to see a tour of a PC cafe in Seoul or something like that, then I would be happy to try and do something like that. So anyway, but let's go ahead and get this game going here. This is an exclusive replay that I've been able to get, and nowhere else in the world can you watch this game other than here on my channel, actually. This game is a game between NEXLife and Tasia, who is now, of course, SlayerS Taeja. He used to be on the NEX clan, and then of course on the ZeNEX team, and as a result, his tag says NEX, even though he is no longer in NEX. Now, Life is an old teammate of his, hasn't really had the same success in GSL that we've seen Tasia have, and so I'm curious to see what he's able to put up here. Obviously he's playing against one of his teammates. This might be a ladder game, I'm not actually sure, but as I said, I was actually able to get this from Tasia himself, so it's the only place you're going to see this. And yeah, so hopefully it should be an exciting game. Terran versus Zerg here on Antiga Shipyards. So looking forward to it. Taja's going ahead and walling off his base here, and he's actually put out a tech lab. Now, unfortunately for Life, he has not found Taja's base with this Overlord, and he won't. He's not drone scouting either, so he's going to have no idea what's coming here, actually. And is it going to be? Yes, it is going to be that Reaper. So Reaper coming out for Tasia. Right off the bat, he's going to be able to scout very quickly. It looks like I wasn't actually paying close attention to Life's build. He's going to have a spawning pull up before too long, so he's probably going to have, assuming he goes for a Queen first, Queen's out at about the right time to stop that Reaper from doing excessive damage. Of course, it still will be able to do some damage, theoretically, if it's able to get in the side or anything like that. But look, this Overlord is actually going over here. I wouldn't be surprised if this Overlord is going to camp in this area so we can see the Reaper coming in. This is the most common spot for Reapers to come in because they actually can't get up this high ridge here unless they come up this ramp onto this ground here, and then they can jump up here. So not actually too many places where that Reaper can come into the base, and so NEXLife is going to have to be prepared for it. 2 queens are on the way, 1 at each hatchery. Is the queen going to be completed in time? Yes, it is. A couple Zerglings are running out, and they're actually going to completely miss this Reaper, who actually went over the side. Is he going to? Yes, he's going to go over to this little ledge here. Now the Overlord spots that Reaper coming in. Queen heading right over immediately to try and dispense with that Reaper, and Reaper's going to try and kite and actually use the smoke to get away down off that ridge again. So no scouting, unfortunately, for Tasia at all. Wasn't even able to get in here and see the gas or anything like that. NEXLife has, of course, gone for the gas. He's just gotten enough for the speed, and he actually took, looks like he took one, never mind, maybe I'm just tripping, maybe he just put more on there. I could have sworn he just had 1 drone on gas there, but not worth really going back to check for at this point in time. Overlord going to be coming in here and scouting, finally seeing what Taja's up to. And interesting, he put the tech lab onto, now this is an important distinction here, I got a note for you guys. This is actually a replay from patch 1.3.6. So the blue flame upgrade for the Hellions is actually going to give them plus 10 damage to light units instead of plus 5. This is an old replay, I apologize. But looked like it was going to be a good game, so I decided to cast it anyway. So that is important to note, because that means that any Hellions coming out of here are going to be doing extra damage to drones, and of course, well, Zerglings, it won't really matter too much. But yes, they're going to be doing extra damage to drones. And look at this, Roach is already up for Life, and that is an excellent response. He knew the tech lab was there because the Reaper might have thought, okay, well, actually it doesn't make any sense, because usually it's reactor to Hellions is kind of a well, these days at least, it's a more common opening here. And the Roaches are out. I wonder if he's expecting more Reapers to come in here, sending the Roaches up along the side. So these Roaches are actually going to be a direct counter to what Tasia is doing right now. Tasia falling way behind in supply. NEXLife is all the way up to 67 supply actually right now because he's producing lots of units. If we check the income tab, he's up to almost 40 drones. And here come the Hellions. Hellions coming in here. They do have the blue flame upgrade. They're combating these Zerglings. They get a nice surround and destroy the... Wow, absolutely take out the Hellions. And we might actually see a quick end to this game right here because these Roaches are coming in very, very quickly. Tasia sees this coming. He's running his SCVs out of the way. He's going to have to raise up that depot again. Does he have anything coming to deal with this? He's building a bunker. No, it's not even a bunker. It's a barracks, actually. Landing his Viking because he doesn't have anything else to deal with this. Couple Hellions pop out. He's desperately trying to repair this depot to make sure the Zerglings can't get in to attack him as well. The Hellions doing so much damage to the Zerglings. There's no Zerglings left. But this Marauder might just be the thing he needs to keep this off of him. Losing so many SCVs, though, and he does decide, nope. Brings a couple more SCVs in there just the last moment. Finally, the medevac comes out to heal the SCVs, and the Marauder helps take out those last couple Roaches. He does turn and tries to do some damage to this orbital, but of course it can just lift up out of the way if need be. Marauder's going to try and take out that last Roach. So Tasia suffering incredible damage. He does have 2 orbitals, though, and so he could theoretically come back into this. He could get his economy really going strong with some extra mules, and wow, but he's going to have some catching up to do. A hatchery down here at the south end, and another macro hatch over here at the expansion, the natural. So Tasia is actually really far behind. I mean, just look at that income tab right there. Now Stim is on the way, and we've got a couple reactors as well. Terran can just be so super strong off just 2 bases if they want to be, and it looks like we might see Tasia doing that. In fact, right now, just trying to power up off these 2 bases and just go basically all in. He's going to have 7 production because he's going to have 3 reactors and 1 tech lab barracks producing at the same time, producing a few Marauders in there. I like that move just in case there's more Roaches. Sending the Hellions across the map as well. He produced a few more of those in the meantime as well. He does have the blue flame, so if he can get in and get some workers with these blue flame Hellions, that would actually change things a lot. But they're going to meet some Roaches instead of drones, which is what they want to meet. You know, they want to meet the drones. They don't want to meet... And here comes a drop in the back at the same time. These Marines are going to do some pretty good damage. Take out a Queen, and it looked like a Roach. There's the remains of a Roach right there, and they're going to get away. Meanwhile, Viking randomly running around, taking out Overlords, and because that Queen was killed, it's going to be much more difficult to take that out. Here comes a Queen, though. Oh, he's going to try and flank it. Oh, Queen from the low ground. Oh, no, just 2 more hits left on that Viking, though. Is he going to get it out alive? No, Viking goes down, and Overlord survives with 1 hit as well. So, well played by NEXLife. Now, Tasia really needs to do this kind of harassment, though, and he's loading up a huge drop, though. Look at that. Actually, let's see, 3 Hellions, a couple Marauders, and some Marines. This could actually do significant damage. There is a Spire out, though, and he's making Mutalisks, so it's all going to come down to the timing and the positioning. His Mutalisks are currently just rallying out to the front here. He has not made too many of them just yet. He did spend a lot of gas on Roaches and, of course, upgrades as well, so he doesn't have a ton of Mutas out. And actually the drop is not going to be coming in at all. He didn't even scan to see what was going on. I'm not sure why he decided to fall back with that, actually. That could have been a very significant drop if he could have, you know, maybe killed a structure with the Marauders, killed some Zerglings with the Marines, and more importantly, killed some drones with the Hellions, but he's not going to be able to do that after all. Mutalisks coming in here to harass. He's making a few more as well. Just piling up the Mutas, and this is really just going to get disgusting. 72 drones for NEXLife. Probably going to add in a few more. Yeah, he's mixing in some more drones into that as well. So his economy is just going to be huge. A full saturated 3 bases is going to be on the way here pretty soon. Tasia, in the meantime, by the way, has gone ahead and started producing tanks. He's gotten siege mode, so he's just going to go into a normal sort of tank Hellion thing here. And the thing is he's going to want more tanks because there's a lot of Roaches on the map as well. He actually might not even know that, but there are lots of Roaches being produced. Let's just go ahead and check. Total of, oh, actually, never mind, actually only 6 Roaches being produced, and a few more. Okay, so he's going to have about a dozen Roaches. Tasia moving out to take this expansion, though. Now, of course, Terrans are the best at defending, so he could set up his siege tanks here, try and set up some kind of siege defense to defend while he gets these 3 bases going, so he can try and tie things up in the late game. Some Zerglings going over here, and oh my goodness, that is a lot of Banelings. He's morphing over a dozen Banelings right now. Baneling speed is almost finished. Another bunch of Zerglings turned into Banelings right here. He's morphing all of his Zerglings into Banelings almost, and trying to harass with these Mutalisks. He's trying to bait them out. Zergling speed is complete as well, so these are speed upgraded Banelings. They can do so much damage. This could be huge. There's only a couple siege tanks. The Zerglings going in and taking some of the hits. The Mutalisks coming in from the side as well. Banelings, can they connect with those Marines? Banelings chasing to the right. Most of the Marines are to the left, taking out the Mutalisks though. The siege tanks doing so much damage to the Roaches, and the Roaches are just not quite enough firepower to tank for all that. The Mutalisks going down as well, and things have quickly turned back in Taesia's favor. NEXLife is, of course, not out of this yet. He still does have a massive army. His reinforcements, he didn't send them into their deaths. He might have even wanted to wait for those reinforcements to get there before attacking at all. I think he would have won the battle and the game if he'd done that, but could not wait. Was a little bit impatient. Went in with a bunch of Banelings, and they got slaughtered for the most part. He did land on a lot of Marines, but Tasia was able to defend quite well. And this is a really good tactic here, sending in random squads of Zerglings, bringing these Marines back. He says, Tasia, all right, you know what? You want to go out into the map and you want to try and attack me, well, you have to come back and deal with this now. And deal with it he does at the cost of some SCVs, it looked like. But in the meantime, that's buying time for Life to go ahead and make more units and get this gold base running. Oh my goodness, once he gets the gold base running, it's going to be huge. He's just going to be able to put out so much units, so many units, so much damage. And look at this, another dozen Roaches being produced along with 13 drones, which I bet are rallied right towards that expansion. Yes, drones heading off to the gold base. He's trying to buy time here in the middle here, but there are tanks. There's actually only one tank there. The Banelings could do so much damage. The tank can't target them all down. Actually, a huge tank hit right in the center of those Banelings, takes out a good clump of them. And actually, oh, nice. I didn't even realize he saved that siege tank, unsieged it, and pulled it up in the medevac in the middle of battle. And he didn't not quite have enough Mutalisks to really cash in on that. Wow, look at the economy of this go. Oh my god, 91 drones. We have a Zerg player with 50% more economy than a Terran, and usually that does not happen when the Terran has 3 orbitals in play. But this Zerg is just on fire right now. He's making so many units so quickly, and these Roaches are going to have to fall back. He wanted to open up these rocks so he could run more Zerglings into the back, try and do some more harassment. Now, Tasia actually doesn't have many SCVs at this base, and does he have many here? He's got that saturated. This is almost mined out, but he doesn't really have any there to transfer over. And another engagement in the middle here. Ooh, Banelings. These Banelings need to be very kind of careful and also not careful at the same time. I mean, obviously they're Banelings, so they're not supposed to be careful. They're supposed to run in and die. But if he keeps them clumped up like this and Tasia target fires them with his tanks, they could all blow up without doing any damage. The Roaches are going to want to run in first and take the first tank shots. Try and, well, ironically tank the damage. And oh, he's morphing a ton of Banelings, but Tasia's not going to let him finish that. Going in here, I'm sorry for the little bit of frame rate lag here going on. This battle is so huge, it's taxing my computer just slightly. And NEXLife is forced to fall back a little bit, but no, he's going back in again, trying to retain control of that watchtower. Tasia just keeps prodding and then falling back to his siege tanks. A beautiful positional play. Oh, is he going to get these Banelings for free? No, he's not going to. And the Banelings do finish morphing. And that's the thing, you know what? You might as well have a bunch more Banelings. You don't need all Zerglings. If you have the money for it, you can make Banelings, and you might as well. And oh no, the tanks are unsieged! Oh no, Life running in here. Tasia has got to fall back with most of his Marines. There's no creeper, but those Banelings are speed upgraded. There's nothing to fall back to. A tank does siege up. Fungal goes down in the middle of it, though. NEXLife crashing through Tasia's whole army. We could see a victory here. Right now, Tasia just has almost nothing left to fall back to at all. He's going to save his medevacs just barely, but they're going to have to heal something. A couple tanks popping out at a crucial moment. He's going to raise the depots and siege up those tanks, and that might just barely be enough to hold off this push of Fungal on some of the medevacs. He's bringing out the SCVs to block as well. It's all down to this one siege tank. A few Marines coming out of those barracks, immediately stimming into battle, but Tasia is on the ropes here. He could die at any moment. And there's just so many Roaches here tanking the damage. This tank is somehow still alive. He's not target firing. He's working away at the Marines instead, doing so much damage. And finally, somehow, magically, Tasia cleans this up. Absolutely amazing. Of course, his expansion is getting harassed by the Zerglings as well because he's bottled into his main here. And NEXLife is not giving up. He is just producing constant Roaches and Lings and shoving them down Tasia's throat. This could be the end. Finally, these Marines get cleaned up. One more tank Another tank there as well, and these morphing Banelings on top of him. That is how far ahead NEXLife is, and he is just probably just rallied all of his hatcheries into this main. And there we go. GG from Tasia. Now, of course, SlayerS Tasia. Well played indeed by NEXLife. Just some beautiful play there, and of course, it all just came back to that early game. You know, Tasia was counting on those Hellions to do some damage, and Life had a handful of Roaches and was able to not only crush those Hellions, but counterattack. And when you go for that many Hellions and Blue Flame upgrade as well, you don't have tanks yet, and you don't have siege tanks yet, and you don't have the Marines either. So he was able to keep Tasia bottled in his base for a long time, and critically with those Roaches, he didn't break in, but remember all those SCVs that were here repairing this depot, they all died, so Tasia was really behind on economy, and just fell way behind. Remember at that point he had like 45 drones to 26 or 27 SCVs, so even with a couple orbitals, it was not enough to come back from. So GG, well played by Life, and well played by Tasia as well. Of course, just kind of picked the wrong strategy, and Life countered it perfectly. But again, thanks to Tasia for the replay. I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm not sure if Tasia has a Twitter. I'm going to put the Team SlayerS Twitter up in the video description if you want to find out more about what the SlayerS team is doing. And Tasia I'll put down there if he has one as well. I'll find out about that. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. GG. And again, I'm glad to be back here casting some more stuff for my YouTube channel. It's been a long time. I know you guys are like my core of my fans, even though I'm casting on the GSL now. And I want to make sure I you know, put out some good content for you guys to watch as well. So I'll try and take requests if I can. And if not, thanks again for watching. GG. Oh, and I am now streaming a lot. I know I've said that in the past that I was planning on it, and I've streamed a little bit in the past, but I haven't done it a very lot. But now I am streaming on twitch.tv/moletrap. I do some laddering every other night or so. I'm going to be doing some streaming of laddering, occasionally League of Legends and stuff like that. So go ahead and follow me on there as well if you'd like. All right. Thanks very much for watching. That's it. GG.